Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Isabel and this is my library. In today's video, I bring you my complete collection of Choose Your Own Adventure books. So today's video is a little bit nostalgic for me. As you guys know, I am a fan of collecting books from my childhood, books that made me fall in love with reading, and I'm here to share with you one of my prized possessions, my collection of Choose Your Own Adventure books. So I'll preface by saying that Choose Your Own Adventure books were a big staple of my childhood as a reader. I loved going to my public library and my school library to check these out. Oftentimes, my mom and dad would purchase them for me as well. And little by little, I started my collection of Choose Your Own Adventure books. When I was young, my mom would take me to a store that it was kind of like a thrift store, if you will, and they had a lot of books. And I was able to find quite a few Choose Your Own Adventure books there as a little kid. And they weren't in great condition. Most of them were ex-library copies, but they were so dear to my heart. And I was just happy to actually have them and that they were mine. And so I collected them as a child, and then as an adult, when I had enough resources to continue building my collection, I've made it a point throughout the years to find all of the copies that I am missing. I will let you know my collection is not complete by any means. I am missing quite a few titles as of getting everything together, finding all the stuff on my shelves, looking for some misplaced items at my mom's house. I finally think I've arrived at the number I'm at, and I believe I'm missing a total of 32 books. Obviously, as I share all of them with you today, I will kind of have a better idea of exactly what I am missing. It can be a little bit confusing for those of you who are Choose Your Own Adventure fans. I'm sure you're aware they have had multiple reprintings of the books. They've changed titles and numberings and covers, and so they've re-released the same books in various box sets. So I have a lot of questions that I'm sure maybe you guys can help me answer. If you are a Choose Your Own Adventure connoisseur or a fan, or you know a lot of this stuff, maybe you can help me with some of the questions that I have as far as my collection goes. But in today's video, I will be sharing with you all of the titles I have, as well as the titles that I don't have. And I'll point out certain things, fun facts, which ones were some of my favorites. And yeah, I'll just kind of talk you through this. But I'm just excited because it's a pretty nostalgic kind of video for me. If you see, I am wearing my Peanuts shirt to commemorate the video, and just tap into a time that makes me happy to think about. So yeah, I think that's all I want to say starting now. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and share with you in chronological order my copy of the book. If I have multiple copies of that one book, I will share with you the alternative titles. And if I don't have it, I will tell you what the title is for that one. I have my iPad here, and I was able to find what I think is a pretty comprehensive list. And yeah, we'll just kind of go from there. So, book number one is The Cave of Time, and it is by Edward Packard. And this is the original artwork from 1979. I also have for this one the re-released cover art, which is from my childhood. This is how I remember them looking. Like I believe this is from 1989. and these were the versions of the books that I had access to. Obviously, I still found a lot of this cover art um, in libraries and some used bookshops, but the books that I mostly read were this version. So yeah, that's number one, The Cave of Time. Book number two, Journey Under the Sea by R.A. Montgomery. Book number three, Danger in the Desert by D. Terman. Book number four, Space and Beyond by R.A. Montgomery. And for this one, I also have the alternative cover from my childhood, Space and Beyond. And here we have them side by side. Book number five, The Mystery of Chimney Rock by Edward Packard. I love that artwork with the old man. Book number six, Your Code Name is Jonah by Edward Packard. Book number seven, The Third Planet from Altair. And then I also have the version of my childhood with a different name, Message from Space by Edward Packard. So this is one of those cases where we have a changed title and cover. Book number eight, Deadwood City. And I also have Deadwood City in the newer cover. I have seen some conversations about stickers recently online, and I'd love to hear what you think. There are obviously, most collectors want to remove the stickers, but I have heard that there are some people out there who enjoy the stickers and the markings, and to kind of see where the book has been and how the book has traveled. So I'd love to hear your thoughts on that. Like, are you a collector who would rather the books be pristine and not have any markings? Do you keep your books like that, or do you, when you purchase them, remove the stickers? I'd be interested in knowing. Book number nine, Who Killed Harlow Thrombey by Edward Packard. Book number 10, The Lost Jewels of Nabuti by R.A. Montgomery. And then I have the updated cover and title, The Lost Jewels. Book number 11, The Mystery of the Maya by R.A. Montgomery. Book number 12, Inside UFO 5440 by Edward Packard. Book number 13, The Abominable Snowman by R.A. Montgomery. Book number 14, The Forbidden Castle by Edward Packard. And I also have this newer version of book 14, The Case of the Silk King by Shannon Gilligan. So here's an example of some questions that I have. I know obviously this is the authentic number 14, but I'm wondering where this number 14 comes from, and it is a different author, so I don't think it's a change of title. If you know anything about that, I'd love to find out more information. Book number 15, The House of Danger by R.A. Montgomery. Book number 16, Survival at Sea by Edward Packard. Book number 17, The Brilliant Dr. Wogan. And this is a newer title. When I cross-reference with the list online, book number 17 should be The Race Forever by R.A. Montgomery. I'm not sure if The Brilliant Dr. Wogan by R.A. Montgomery is the same book of The Race Forever, and this is a new title, but it is numbered 17, but it is one of the newer versions of this. So again, so many questions. Book number 18, Return to Atlantis by R.A. Montgomery. And this is also one of the newer versions of the books. Book number 19, The Secret of the Pyramids by Richard Brightfield. However, I also have this number 19, Forecast from Stonehenge by R.A. Montgomery. Oh, these two are volume 19s. Number 20, Inca Gold by Jim Beckett. This is one of these newer ones as well. Number 21, Hyperspace by Edward Packard. Book number 22, Space Patrol, Julius Goodman. And now that I flipped it open, I absolutely loved a couple things on the inside of this. First, I loved the quotes from the kids. And it would say, I like Choose Your Own Adventure books because they're full of surprises. I can't wait to read more. Carrie Romano's age 12. Like, I always wanted to be one of those kids that was featured on here. I was like, why don't they ask me for my quote, right? And I also really loved the warning. Warning. Do not read these books from beginning to end. And I knew what it said, and I still read it every single time. Um, I always reread that part. Number 23, The Lost Tribe. And this one is by Louise Monroe Foley. Number 24, Terror on the Titanic by Jim Wallace. And this is one of these newer versions. I think the original 24 was lost on the Amazon. Next is number 25. So we've come to the first book that I do not have, and it's Prisoner of the Ant People by R.A. Montgomery. And this is originally number 25, but I have seen this book with a printing of the number 10. So in a reprinting, I guess, which is some of the confusion with the numbers, I have seen that one as a number 10. But the version I'm looking for is 25, Prisoner of the Ant People. 26, The Phantom Submarine by Richard Brightfield. Number 27, The Horror of High Ridge by Julius Goodman. I am also missing number 28, which is Mountain Survival by Edward Packard. So then is number 29, which the version I have is Smoke Jumpers. But I do see that there's a version of book 29 that's Trouble on Planet Earth by R.A. Montgomery. And I actually own two versions of this one. I have two different copies of this one. Number 30, The Curse of Battersley Hall by Richard Brightfield. This is one of those I don't recall at all. So there are a lot of them that are vivid in my memory. Like I remember reading them, or I remember having the cover in my hands or the book in my hand. Some of these, though, like for example, this one is one of those obscure ones that it just doesn't look familiar to me. Number 31 is Vampire Express by Tony Colts. Let's look at that cover, right? So beautiful. And some of these are in pristine condition. Like this is one of those that's pristine. Number 32, Treasure Diver by Julius Goodman. I also know in my research, these with the hot air balloon are highly collectible, or people really want these. I'm not really sure. But if you know anything about that, I'd love to know. Number 33, The Dragon's Den. This one's by Richard Brightfield. Number 34, The Mystery of the Highland Crest by Louise Monroe Foley. Number 35, Journey to Stonehenge by Fred Graver. Number 36, The Secret Treasure of Tibet by Richard Brightfield. Book number 37, War with the Evil Power Master. Such a cool cover. Number 38, Sabotage by J. Liebold. Number 39, Supercomputer by Edward Packard. Number 40, The Throne of Zeus by Deborah Lermay Goodman. And there's a gap now. So from number 41, I am missing 41 through 47. 41 is The Search for the Mountain Gorillas by Jim Wallace. 42 is The Mystery of Echo Lodge by Louise Monroe Foley. 43 is Grand Canyon Odyssey by J. Liebold. 44 is The Mystery of Ura Senke by Shannon Gilligan, and it was also reissued under the title of Cup of Death, which that one sounds familiar to me, and I'm wondering if I have that one somewhere. Need to check. Number 45, You Are a Shark by Edward Packard. Number 46, The Deadly Shadow by Richard Brightfield. And number 47, Outlaws of Sherwood Forest by Ellen Kushner. So I'm missing those. Moving on to number 48, Spy for George Washington by J. Liebold. I am missing number 49 and number 50. Number 49 is Danger at Anchor Mine by Louise Monroe Foley. And number 50, Return to the Cave of Time by Edward Packard. Number 51, The Magic of the Unicorn by Deborah Lermay Goodman. Number 52, Ghost Hunter by Edward Packard. I love this artwork. Number 53, The Case of the Silk King by Shannon Gilligan, which I mentioned this one earlier, The Silk King. So now I'm starting to see that a lot of these have different numbers. Number 54, Forest of Fear by Louise Monroe Foley. Number 55, The Trumpet of Terror by Deborah Lermay Goodman. It's beautiful art as well. Number 56, The Enchanted Kingdom by Ellen Kushner. Number 57, The Antimatter Formula by J. Liebold. Number 58, The Statue of Liberty Adventure by Ellen Kushner. Number 59, Terror Island by Tony Colts. Number 60, Vanished by Deborah Lermay Goodman. Number 61, Beyond Escape by R.A. Montgomery. Number 62, Sugarcane Island by Edward Packard. Number 63, Mystery of the Secret Room by Ellen Kushner. Number 64, Volcano by Meryl Siegman. Number 63, The Mardi Gras Mystery by Louise Monroe Foley. Number 66, Secret of the Ninja by J. Liebold. Number 67, Seaside Mystery by Anne Hodgman. Number 68, Secret of the Sun God by Andrea Packard. Number 69, Rock and Roll Mystery by Jim Wallace. Number 70, Invaders of the Planet Earth by Richard Brightfield. Number 71, Space Vampire by Edward Packard. It's so cool. Number 72, The Brilliant Dr. Wogan by R.A. Montgomery. And I believe this is one of those that I mentioned earlier that has been renumbered in recent printings. Number 73, Beyond the Great Wall by J. Liebold. Number 74, Longhorn Territory by Mark Newman. Number 75, Planet of the Dragons by Richard Brightfield. Number 76, The Mona Lisa is Missing by Ramsey Montgomery. This is one of those I remember reading a lot when I was young. Number 77, The First Olympics by Ben M. Baglio. Number 78, Return to Atlantis by R.A. Montgomery. Number 79, Mystery of the Sacred Stones by Louise Monroe Foley. Number 80, The Perfect Planet by Edward Packard. Number 81, Terror in Australia by Shannon Gilligan. This is another one of those I read a lot. I remember reading this one a lot. Number 82, Hurricane by Richard Brightfield. Number 83, Track of the Bear by R.A. Montgomery. Number 84, You Are a Monster by Edward Packard. Number 85, Inca Gold by Jim Beckett. This is another one of those that's been renumbered. Number 86, Knights of the Round Table by Ellen Kushner. Number 87, Exile to Earth by R.A. Montgomery. Number 88, Master of Kung Fu by Richard Brightfield. Number 89, South Pole Sabotage by Seddon Johnson. Number 90, Mutiny in Space by Edward Packard and R.A. Montgomery. 91, You Are a Superstar by Edward Packard. Number 92, Return of the Ninja by J. Leibold. Number 93, Captive by Bill and Luan Hampton. Number 94, Blood on the Handle by R.A. Montgomery. Number 95, You Are a Genius by Edward Packard. Number 96, Stock Car Champion by R.A. Montgomery. Number 97, Through the Black Hole by Edward Packard. Number 98, You Are a Millionaire by J. Leibold. Number 99, Revenge of the Russian Ghost by J. Leibold. Number 100, The Worst Day of Your Life by Edward Packard. Number 101, Alien Go Home by Seddon Johnson. Master of Taekwondo by Richard Brightfield. Number 102. Number 103, Grave Robbers by Ramsey Montgomery. Number 104, The Cobra Connection by Louise Monroe Foley. Number 105, The Treasure of the Onyx Dragon by Alison Gilligan. Number 106, Hijacked by Richard Brightfield. This is another one of those that I remember reading a lot. Number 107, Fight for Freedom by J. Leibold. Number 108, Master of Karate by Richard Brightfield. A lot of these martial art ones. Ninja, Taekwondo, Karate, Kung Fu. Number 109, Chinese Dragons by R.A. Montgomery. Number 110, Invaders from Within by Edward Packard. And look at that cover, guys. Look at those colors. Number 111, Smoke Jumper by R.A. Montgomery, which I believe I have other copies of that, numbered differently. Number 112, Skateboard Champion by Edward Packard. Number 113, The Lost Ninja by J. Leibold. Number 114, Daredevil Park by Sarah and Spencer Compton. The Island of Time by R.A. Montgomery. Number 115. 116, Kidnapped by Edward Packard. Number 117, The Search for Aladdin's Lamp by J. Leibold. Number 118, Vampire Invaders by Edward Packard. A lot of these vampires in space. Number 119, The Terrorist Trap by Shannon Gilligan. Number 120, Ghost Train by Louise Monroe Foley. Number 121, Behind the Wheel by R.A. Montgomery. Number 122, Magic Master by Edward Packard. This is another one I remember a lot from my childhood. Number 123, Silver Wings by R.A. Montgomery. Number 124, Superbike by Edward Packard. Number 125, Outlaw Gulch by Ramsey Montgomery. Number 126, Master of Martial Arts by Richard Brightfield. Number 127, Showdown by Shannon Gilligan. Number 128, Viking Raiders by Edward Packard. Number 129, Earthquake by Alison Gilligan. Number 130, You Are Microscopic by Edward Packard. Number 131, Surf Monkeys by J. Leibold. Number 132, The Luckiest Day of Your Life by Edward Packard. 133, The Forgotten Planet by Doug Willem. Number 134, The Secret of the Dolphins by Edward Packard. Number 135, Playoff Champion by Felix von Moschziger. Number 136, Roller Star by Edward Packard. Number 137, Scene of the Crime by Doug Wilhelm. Number 138, Dinosaur Island by Edward Packard. Number 139, Motocross Mania. Number 140, Horror House by Edward Packard. And I think from this point on, we stopped with this kind of artwork, and I think we picked up with this very different cover. So this is clearly different here, and the spines all look different. They no longer have that cream color or white color. They are all different kinds of colors on the spine. Number 141, The Secret of Mystery Hill by Doug Wilhelm. The Reality Machine by Edward Packard, number 142. Number 143, Project UFO by R.A. Montgomery. Number 144, Comet Crash by Edward Packard. Number 145, Everest Adventure by A.C. Montgomery. Number 146, Soccer Star by Edward Packard. Number 147, The Antimatter Universe by Kate Mueller. 148, Master of Judo by Richard Brightfield. Number 149, Search the Amazon by Doug Willem. Number 150, Who Are You by Edward Packard. Number 151, Gunfire at Gettysburg by Doug Wilhelm. Number 152, War with the Mutant Spider Ants, Edward Packard. 153, Last Run by R.A. Montgomery. 154, Cyberspace Warrior by Edward Packard. Number 155, Ninja Cyborg by J. Leibold. That's a funny title. Number 156, You Are an Alien by Edward Packard. Number 157, UN Adventure by Ramsey Montgomery. Number 158, Sky Jam by Edward Packard. Now I do not have 159, 160, 161, 162, 163. So I will tell you which ones those are. So 159 is Tattoo of Death by R.A. Montgomery. 160, The Computer Takeover by Edward Packard. Number 161, Possessed by R.A. Montgomery. Number 162, Typhoon by Edward Packard. 163, Shadow of the Swastika, which was reissued as Shadow of Evil by Doug Wilhelm. I do have 164, Fright Night by Edward Packard. I do not have 165, which is Snowboard Racer by Anson Montgomery. I do have 166, Master of Aikido by Richard Brightfield. Number 167, Moon Quest by Anson Montgomery. Number 168, Hostage by Edward Packard. 169, Terror on the Titanic by Jim Wallace. And now from 170 to 184, I do not have. So I will share those titles with you, but sadly, I do not have those. Number 170, Greed, Guns, and Gold by Edward Packard. Number 171, Death in the Dorm, reissued as The Corpse in the Dorm by R.A. Montgomery. Number 172, Mountain Biker by Edward Packard. 173, The Gold Medal Secret by Doug Wilhelm. 174, The Power Dome by Edward Packard. Number 175, The Underground Railroad by Doug Wilhelm. Number 176, Master of Kendo by Richard Brightfield. Number 177, Killer Virus by R.A. Montgomery. Number 178, River of No Return by Vince LaHaye. Number 179, Ninja Avenger by J. Leibold. Number 180, Stampede by LaBon Carrick Hill. Number 181, Fire on Ice by Edward Packard. Number 182, Fugitive by Edward Packard. Number 183, Cyber Hacker by Anson Montgomery. And number 184, Mayday by Edward and Andrea Packard. So officially, there were 184 titles of the Choose Your Own Adventure books published. However, I have this book, which is a pretty new book, that has been numbered 185. I know these are the newer books. I have no idea why it's numbered 185. Did they reissue more books than the original ones? This one is called Escape from the Haunted Warehouse by Anson Montgomery. And it clearly has a little thing here that says From the Lost Archives. So I'm not really sure what this 185 is. This was released in 2015. So significantly, quite a few years after number 184, which was in 1998. So this, I have no idea why, is numbered 185. But the original collection does have 184, which I've shown you all of those as of now. So that's pretty much the original collection, right? So you got to see all of the ones that I have, minus the 32, 33 or so that I am missing. Now, I do have to sit and look at some of the numbering issues because I might be missing maybe more or less. So I do have to sit down and kind of figure that out. But I do have other choose your own adventure books. They have continued publishing books, and I'm going to show some of those to you now. So these next couple that I'm going to show you are just extra books inspired by books. These are not spin-offs. These are still marketed choose your own adventure. So I'll show you what I have. So I have this magic box, which includes 4 titles. And it's beautiful artwork. So this has the magic of the unicorn without a number, but I believe I have this one. It also has the throne of Zeus, which I also believe I have. The trumpet of terror, and forecast from Stonehenge, which does have the number 19. It's the only one in the box set that has a number. Guys, it's like, talk to me. Like, are they trying to confuse us on purpose or what? But, so this is the magic box. These are all fairly new releases of these. And I've purchased some of them. I've gotten some as gifts. I keep them in their original boxes just so I know that these were like a set. I also have the unicorn box, which does have one of the books that was in that last one. So this has the flight of the unicorn, the rescue of the unicorn, the warlock and the unicorn. I don't recall that title. And the magic of the unicorn, which you saw already. So those are 2 box sets that I have. Then I also have this one, which is part of the Spies collection, and it's Harry Houdini. And it says based on a true story. Then I have these which do not have numbers. This one is called Antarctica. This one is Brooklyn Mermaid. I have this Books and Books bookmark inside from my favorite local bookstore here. By Balloon to the Sahara. Surf Monkeys. Sisters from the Multiverse. The Trumpet of Terror, which we have seen before. And the Throne of Zeus, which we have also seen. Then I also have this collection, which is the Choose Your Own Adventure scratched off made nightmare. So choose your own nightmare. And this one is Blood Island. And then from the same collection, I also have Snake Invasion and 8th Grade Witch. And then lastly, I also have this version of 8th Grade Witch. So we have this as a part of the Nightmare series, and then we have this one. So I'm not really sure if it's the same story. I know it's still the Choose Your Own Adventure. This one is a graphic novel, and this one is the traditional story. But this one, if you see here, I'm just wondering if it's the same story or not. But I did pick it up because I pick up anything. Choose Your Own Adventure. I also have this Time Travel In. And this one is one of the slightly bigger ones, right, in size. So it's bigger. But it's the same kind of concept as the other ones. So I'm not really sure why this bind up is a little different. And part of that one, we also have Murder at the Old Widow Boarding School. And it's, again, the same as the other ones. It's just like a bigger book. And then lastly, I have Heroes and Monsters, which is a Stranger Things collaboration adaptation of sorts, and it's in that same kind of format, but it is one of the bigger books. And that officially is my entire collection of Choose Your Own Adventure books, which I believe I have now at this point. I think I have like 160 or 70, but I am missing those 30 odd from the original collection, and I'm still on the hunt for them. If you see of any sales for pretty good prices where you live, if you know, please be on the lookout. I am trying to complete my original collection. It's been years in the making. I'm constantly trying to find them on eBay and find them on thrift books for a reasonable price, the ones that I am missing. I haven't really had much luck finding the ones I'm missing out in the wild. Nothing would make me happier than to go to a used bookstore and be able to find one of the ones that I am missing. That would make me very happy. But I really haven't had much luck. If you come across any of these that I am missing, please reach out to me. It would make me very happy to one day complete my collection. And it's bittersweet, you know. I feel close to accomplishing it, and I think it would be great to have all of them, to be able to have a collection that includes every single one of them. But I also think having a couple that I'm still on the lookout for is kind of fun. It always excites me, you know, when I go to a used bookstore. I pull out my list of my missing Fear Street, my missing Goosebumps, my missing Choose Your Own Adventure, and it's just fun. It's fun to hope that I will find them out in the wild. And till then, whenever I see some for good enough prices, I will buy those online and just order them, and little by little try to complete my collection. My love for Choose Your Own Adventure books doesn't stop with just the Choose Your Own Adventure books. I became obsessed, even as a little girl, with all of the other versions of Choose Your Own Adventure books, the spin-offs, if you will. There were so many of them, so many of them. These were so popular when I was a little kid, and I I would buy whatever books I found that had a similar kind of feature where you read and then you have to make a choice and your path diverges and there's multiple endings. I just loved that format. So there were so many of those books, the Which Way books, the Pick Your Path book, the Time Machine books, the Dungeons and Dragons Endless Quest books, and I have a lot of them. And I have so many of them, guys, but they're very incomplete collections. So my favorite of these books of all time, like my favorite type of Choose Your Own Adventure book, I do have. I had to hunt that one down, and it took me quite a few years because I never had it. I checked it out from the library, and I finally, after years of trying to recall the title, I figured it out and I was able to get my hands on it. And I'm planning on doing an entire video on all of the Choose Your Own Adventure inspired game books, and that's going to be coming up soon. I will be filming that very, very soon, and I hope to have that up for you as well. And it'll just be a bunch of those inspired kind of books from, of course, my youth, but also modern day versions of that too, because they are still releasing a lot of those types of books. I think people like them. So this pretty much brings this long video to an end. If you stayed this entire time, I'm so appreciative. I am so thankful. What brings you to this video? I would love to know. Are you a Choose Your Own Adventure fan? Did you read these as a kid? Do you own any of them? Do you collect them? Have you seen them out in the wild? Do you have a favorite one? Like, is there one that clearly stands out in your head as your absolute favorite? I would love for you to let me know in the comments below, and I look forward to connecting with you in my next video. So for now, thank you so much for watching. Please consider liking, please subscribe to my channel, It means a lot to me. It lets me know that you like the content that I am putting together, and it's all stuff that I love, guys. Like I'm trying to share a little bit more with you of my library and the books that are a part of who I am as a reader and that matter to me. So thank you so much, guys. I will talk to you very soon in my next video. Take care, guys. Bye.